Good evening, everybody. Just finishing getting things set up here. So please bear with. Okay. Cool. Server should be live in a couple of minutes. In the process of getting all of the relative input devices set up. And I think we should be pretty much ready to go. Oh, yeah. Pretty hot again. It's starting to get pretty toasty over here, which is fun. It's not quite as brutal as last time, but it's still not great. 20s, I'm fine with. 30s, it's a bit much. Okay, the server is live, so let's hit it. This is going to be an interesting one. I think this might be the shortest track we're using on the Legends in a series where we've used a load of short tracks. Well, it's all been short tracks really, but I think this is the shortest. I could be wrong. Big modern setup could work nicely here. Maybe with shorter gearing. Oh. God damn it. This does work. Okay. Doing the thing again where it thinks that I can't stop. Oh dear. Fine. Do that. Every now and then, AC just decides it's gonna bind my pedals back to my wheel, even though the wheel has no pedals. So it just binds it to the wheel. Okay. It should work pretty fine. Here, as you can see, immediately out on the track. Probably could do with a lot shorter gearing here. I don't remember how the track goes myself. Come over the bridge. Be tied up here. Tied here as well. As you can see, back under the bridge. Oh. There's the end of the lap already. go. I just noticed this is one of the setups that is built to the right. It wasn't necessarily what I wanted here. It could work. But I don't think it really helps me up the top. I just want more. Yeah, I think with the undulations and the undulations and whatnot, I think I want a bit more. Oh, that's the wrong button. A bit more neutral steering. Yeah. It's not the setup I wanted. Spa have the same. I did use the same Spa. Okay. Set it out. Why that's showing different on both sides? Well, they're both showing different camber. I guess it's because of how the car sat in pit lane. It's actually showing positive camber. Positive temp. It makes no sense. Well, I guess it is down to how the car is seen. It's pretty weird. Okay. About 30 on each side. I think that should do fine. We could definitely shrink that up. You have to be careful to not leave the rear. Definitely a weird layout, but I figured why the hell not? Bit of extra spice to end the season on. Bit of extra juice into the mix. I think the title was pretty much all sewn up by Batir anyway, so this is really just a bit of fun. Slipping out of control. Probably going to be a bit of beating and banging around here, just due to the compact nature of this circuit. Make it a bit interesting. Hopefully. We shall see. Oh, he's gone drifting down the chicane. I think, yeah, it's going to be pretty easy to do stuff like that where you overshoot the corner. You could easily allow somebody else in underneath. Not got a lot of room to breathe here. Just put your next into the next corner or braking zone. Pit lane exit is definitely a bit interesting as well. But all the camber and whatnot of the track is a bit off as well. It's pretty flat up here, but as you saw on the exit, the first corner, the track kind of falls away from you. You must feel like you have a bit more margin than you actually do. As the track kind of falls away from you. Big slide. 36-second. It's very blind into that first left-hander. I guess technically second. So first, I guess, is once you exit the bridge. Due to the way the track is, well, you're basically braking as you go over the start-finish line. So you can actually slow down enough for turn one. Each and every one of these corners is pretty significant too. Not just a small turn. Definitely going to be a bit of a melee, I feel. I should just send the PB after PB. Only just. But I am making mistakes though, which does imply that there is just constantly more time to gain. Which is pretty interesting. It's here short, but I do like to build a reasonable amount of speed with new Legends cars. Okay, that was a non-purple lap. Still tips me for the top spot. Gary jumps ahead now. Some of a paradox though, given that you have to brake into effectively the start-finish line, given that you races aren't really going to matter, but in the qualifying that could matter. Like that extra tenth or so you get from not braking for the line. But obviously that means you can't go for another run. Run out on the exit. So we jump back to the top. Nice. Banging on the door of a 33. 34.0. Bit wide there. Let me get away with trimming up a little bit more fuel, I would assume. Consistently knocking in 34 zeros. But apparently I can't just find that not even a tenth, couple of hundredths of a second I need. No, not by doing that. To make it a 33. Pretty interesting race though. We're definitely going to be tripping over each other quite a lot, I suspect. Gary strikes the first blow with the first 33.8. Up into the final corner. But you want to see 34.1 or 0.10 to 9. Early turning. You can use the full track width there. Popping up a surprising amount for this last turn though. 33.7. I got a wheel on the a little bit there on the entry. Race 2 I think around here is going to be especially chaotic. 33.889, damn. Very close at the top here. This could be a pretty exciting race, I think. Or a couple of races even. So I don't think that there's about a few hundredths of a second are really going to matter when we're all breathing down each other's necks. Falling off now. Shit. If you haven't seen as well, do check out the main channel upload because there is an announcement for a new special. I will obviously talk about it later on throughout the stream as well. We'll also be giving a sneak preview to the next seasons. That we'll be running after these because obviously we're on the final weeks. So do look forward for that as well. I don't really know where the breaking point is for this corner still. I'm just kind of finding it based on vibes, really. Wherever I feel like is the right point to brake. Really careful on the throttle for the exit of that first corner though. It's very bumpy. I turned too early there. I should have crossed through in a figure of me. That would have been extra chaos. Let's see how much. Okay, 13 minutes. I could definitely trim. A lot of fuel trim. I'll just leave it at 9. I don't think this should really hurt me too much. I don't want to change the engine limiter. Everything else seems pretty okay, so. Yeah, it's so close. Yeah, only 4 temps spread the whole field at the moment. But I don't know what Miko put in. But that is pretty damn close. To actually set the purple first sector. Up a couple of temps. This is only practice. Pretty good to see. Of course, the 2 true aliens are in now, so we'll find out in qualifying what those 2 are capable of, I guess. Oh, is that the second one? Oh! I just about hold on to it. It's gonna be a real melee. It's sliding all over the place. He might actually get it here. It does. Only just. Jammy bugger. Still only 4 temps separate the whole field, though. I would have to assume Mattia is going to be up there somewhere. I would be shocked if he was more than 4 temps off. Yeah, Yari. Yari in 5th place, only 1.3. Need 1 more try before the race is cancelled. I guess, yeah, then we'd have 8 drivers. Get up there immediately to qualify. We only have 5 minutes. They can turn after the bridge is awful. To open, it's not too bad. Let's go. Still really don't know where to brake for that corner. I'm expecting there to be an accident there on that point because everyone's just going to pick random braking points. See where I can put myself on this first flyer. 4th. Better than that, I'm pretty certain. He jumps to the top of the pile. Let's see, do I have anything for him? I hope so. Find out. Good. raises the bar even higher. Then Mika raises it even higher. Oh my god. Shit. That really worked. Throwing it all away. Having like complete shit. Still short a driver. I mean, if you want to make it 8, feel free to jump in. But no pressure if you don't want to. There is only 55 seconds left of qualifying though, so do keep that in mind. There is 2 races though. 10 minutes. God, that bar just keeps dropping. You have nothing. I'm free with you. I fucked this all up. 4. Just keep getting it wrong. Ugh. Yeah. This isn't SRS anymore? No. No. This is all actually hosted by me. Yeah, SRS closed down September, October at the end of last year. And so, kind of slapped together. Oh my god, I'm down to 6th. It's a completely different app. Yeah, things are still a bit primitive. Okay, I'll do all the things that are actually free. Yeah, at the moment things are pretty primitive. Really, to join, you just throw in the server. There's all the links you need in the description. Mainly for everything. There's the website, the registration form. Did I link the? No, I think I linked the announcement for the special. But yeah, there's the website has the page with the Discord server link and the stuff for the events. You don't have to register, but if you want to lock in a grid slot, you can. When we start filling up more, then I've got a proper registration system in place that isn't just people throwing shit into a Google Forms, then likely we'll maybe start locking things down more. But at the moment, it's all just kind of thrown together. Here we go, though. But yeah, mostly consisting of the usual suspects from SRS. With a couple of new faces every now and again. Just sort of like, I will need it. Yeah, I do hope over time to obviously flesh it all out, make it a bit more of a smooth and relatively frictionless experience, but likely take a while to get there. Yeah, next week we will be running a special event, which is what the top video link in the description is all about. Ooh, they're sliding up ahead, and I'm sliding even more behind. Which we do at the end of every season. Something a bit more experimental, a bit more out there. Do typically try and pick things that aren't the norm as well for the series, but obviously you can only do that so many times before you run out of ideas. Gone absolutely nowhere, but at least I'm still on the tail of the field. Lock it up into there is not going to help me. It seems like passing is probably going to be harder than I initially thought. Especially given that I seem to be just a bit down on pace in general. Is into the low mid 33s. I'm still in the high mid 33s. Obviously used up all my speed in practice. Well, they just sink further and further back, holy moly. I wonder if the right turning setup would actually help here through the last and first turns. Of course, they might help me a little bit through these two turns, but could be a worthwhile trade-off. I don't know. Did have that at the start of practice, but it did feel a bit weird, so I took it off. I'm locking up so badly as well. I think I've had to deal with that other times. Try to see if I can get a look in third person as to what axle I'm locking up, but can't really tell. I'm guessing it's maybe front, even though my brake bias is all the way back. Still very front biased on the brakes. Much of the throttle there too early. Compromised me quite a bit. Longer gearing might help. I think the shorter gear might help, but maybe I'm changing gears too much. 49. Head of discount. It's like whoever's in the front is broken away a little bit, but everybody else is pretty tightly bunched, all things considered. Not just too fast for me at the moment. Just don't really have the pace. Pace nor the consistency. Maybe the trick is to take things a bit slower. Maybe a bit early in the turn. Crazy. I haven't really gotten faster since the end of practice, but everybody else is just raising that bar, which is a problem. Oh, never mind. It was an improvement. Immediately followed up with a screwed up first time. So disciplined with that throttle pedal though. Not so bad. That wasn't great though. Where am I losing time? Let's see. Okay, I'm pretty... There or thereabouts in the final sector. There or thereabouts in... about 2 tenths off. So yeah, I'm on pace. On pace with these ahead, but I'm losing time in that first sector. So, I'm gonna gamble. Yes, and we're gonna take this. Wait, but I think the petit champ setup. I'm gonna hope that that does me better here. As we start from first grid pole, which is going to be very interesting. Hey, right, this car doesn't have a horn. Boo. He's spaced out grid though, so actually makes my job a little easier off the line. course, these cars are tiny, so that does help. Based on grid and very short run to the line. So the goal here is to try and bleed as little positions as possible. Alright, this is going to be back with longer gearing. Forgot about that. So I'm going to have to get used to. Might have been a mistake. I actually have to use my mirrors as well. Remember that I got double mirrors. There isn't much space to breathe on this track though, so I don't really have anywhere I can really... Loop. Here we go. Oh, I think he did. Got swallowed up by the pack there. Curb. Curb and big slide. He's now up to second. Keeps happening though. I keep having really bad results in the first race, and then cork bottling the field in race 2. I'm setting though. Like I mentioned earlier, this track really doesn't give me much space to breathe. Especially not if I do shit like that. Oh, you got a bad exit. Actual put it back on the normal mirror. The actual car mirror is fucking useless. Oh, I'm extra bad for this corner. I don't know how much of that is down to the steering and how much of that is down to the gears. Everybody's kind of tripping over behind me. Trippy looking at two mirrors at once, but not good at this corner. Especially given the car mirror is lower than the virtual mirror stuck in the fucking grass. I get in second, I don't know. Break a bit of ground here. in a second. White wall tires look ridiculous. Oh, take that out with a tear. Oh, I braked a bit early there. Oh, but that punt kind of threw me off. Oh, he's gone deep. He's gone deep. Holy shit. Back through I go. Oh my god. Going, oh, they've taken each other out. Crazy shit. My god. I believe that. My slowness. It's really throwing a spanner in the works here. I'm to be banned for being a hazard. Hey, had the lead. But he blew it into this last turn. I need to snatch it right on back. Quite a few laps to go though, obviously, because the track is very short. So now that I've been blessed with these gaps, I've got to try and protect them as best as I can by locking up into every corner. Just feel a bit dirty getting this win. But I could still lose it. Still 4 more laps to go. There he goes, catching. Gotta get past Phil first. 33.3 is no joke. Yeah, I was kind of expecting that some chaos is going to happen, just given the sheer close proximity of everyone. I don't really know if anything went down on race 1, but it seemed like everybody kind of settled pretty quick. I could be wrong though. And I was at the back for pretty much all of it. They are closing in though. Still behind Phil, which is great. Phil is also closing in, so something I need to be careful of. That 34.7 from me last time, so it's not great. I'm not quite convinced this setup worked very well, to be honest. It's working great for parking the bus, admittedly, but it's not actually working great from a racing standpoint. That's right on me now. We're going to come into the final lap here. That was a good exit. Nico tried something, I think, and it didn't work. All over my mirrors. I'm going to try and come up the entire. I'm going to cut them off. That still feels a bit dirty taking God, yeah, I was the slowest. Oh, sorry, guys, went bowling. God. Oh, piece of shit. Oh well. Me back. Keep the replay. It felt like a super speedway race. Not wrong. Oh. Okay. Everyone close to each other, yeah. Do I actually have the first race? Let's see. Haha. I don't know if a lot happened in the first race. I know a lot didn't happen for me, I was just kind of slow. First race was very clean though. My slow ass holding everybody up definitely didn't help. I never found out what the optimal run through that first left-hander was. I don't know if anybody did, to be honest, but... Side fulfill Mateo. Of course, the crossover, though, means that obviously you're on the outside and you're suddenly on the inside and vice versa. It's not disappointing me as they caught behind me and someone over the dummy iron and pissed me off. Unlucky. Everyone kind of strung out, I guess. Like sometimes this. There you go. I don't know why that input doesn't work. By the time you came back, we're already on race 2. It's unlucky. I feel locking up there. Pretty close to everyone barring Eco. See this map, it doesn't really line up. We're kind of going off a bit. Not the worst I've seen though. Yeah. Race 2 on the other hand. No. Oh, fucking. You shouldn't have removed my search before I bloody clicked on the replay, because then it lagged and then clicked me on the wrong bloody one. Admittedly, I made this worse, because I was slow already. And then I changed the setup. Which, as far as I can tell, only made me slow. Oh, shit. couldn't get away again from everyone. Nearly went wrong immediately. Well, there was a bit of contact there. Oh, yeah, I even got a wheel on the grass. Saved it though. I nearly had Miko run into him. Oh, they just missed. Yeah, I tried having to go around the outside, but it didn't work. It tries to slide for the corner. Ooh. Making the slide. Didn't quite work out though. Got to my bumper, but couldn't really go anywhere from it. Yeah, struggling in this corner even more in race 2. Partially because I'd loaded the Petit Champ setup, which had a slight right turn to it. I was thinking, oh, these longer 2 turns at the end will help me through. Well, end and beginning, but... Oh, yeah, he got too greedy on the power there. Oh, I think he's already kind of twitching. Oh yeah, he got on the power way too early. Twitched it out of the corner. That didn't help him. Got swallowed up then. Got 2 spots. Take it a bit of a slide. Faceplant too. I feel pressure behind you. I was at the kind of struggling to the fastest. Yeah, we'll see what happened. I didn't see what happened there. From what I could vaguely tell in the mirrors, Mattia went into Miko and all hell broke loose, but I really don't know. Well, a bit wide there, and I guess the bumps. It's quite bumpy along here. Oh yeah, like pulled him in, that bump did. Just kept him on the grass. Oh. Bit of a wheel bang here. Oh, he locked up. Oh. Luckily that didn't end too badly though. Yeah, I actually built a bit of a gap here. Not really intentionally. There. Yeah, it kind of does, yeah. The bumps don't help either. Because they kind of commit you to that trajectory. Everyone back line astern. Miko looking for a way behind. I got this corner way wrong. It locked up big time. Just about pulled up to my door. Got a bit of a slide on the exit though, which allowed me back through. Oh, I didn't notice Matteo nearly made it 3 wide there. I had space there. I was worried I was maybe going to cut him off on the exit, so I opened it up a lot more. I really didn't need to. But successfully survived. Got this turn wrong again. Another lockup. Didn't lose out quite as much this time, but really stacked everyone behind. Had Miko to get past Yari behind. Actually, put up a little bit here again. Oh shit. I fall behind the film. Oh, just went a bit wide on the exit. He held on to it. Yeah, I got a bit wide on the exit, and then, yeah. I think it's because there is a bit of a noticeable ridge. It's kind of hard to see. Between the grass and the track, which I think makes it a bit harder to get back on the track. Ran out of focus in the second half. Ooh. This track is pretty relentless though. you don't really have a lot of breathing space, especially when you have a slow fuck like me holding up everyone. Basically constantly being attacked. Does he get it done? Still going side by side. Mateo actually has the advantage. Oh, but Miko outbreaks him a bit, but Mateo does have the inside. Yeah, he eventually wins out. Bill takes a shot on Yari though. Does he get it into this next corner? He does. Shuffles Yari to the back. It's kind of settled down a bit. But obviously everybody was going to pack back up eventually. Oh yeah, I fucked this up. Oh yeah, I think I was being a bit too cautious here. I brake way too early. I don't really know what I was doing. That gave me a bit of a punt, which then kind of threw me off. Little gap there between Mateo and Mattia. Get away with it though. This was pretty crazy. Knew following the inside line was going to be the way to go. Didn't really have much choice in the city, and then he goes wide. Knocks both of them out. Allows Miko through. I think this is where it all goes tits up. Yari looking for a way through on Phil. Or tighten up. Yeah. But yeah, Mattia sees that gap closing and he brakes. They all concertina. Phil gets a big shot by Yari, but actually gets away with it. Yari's the one who spins out there. Oh, and then he gets collected by Mateo. He really doesn't have anywhere to go. Really braking. Wham. And oh, he's a bit out of control there. Locks up and then collects Miko. I can see how Phil got through because he actually got away pretty well from that. Held it quite nicely. And then sort of shuffled a spinning Miko out of the way. That massively shook up the field. It's my numpad 1 key doesn't work sometimes. A little annoying. But it wasn't done yet. Of course, we're field spread out now, but well, I wasn't going any faster, but Miko definitely was. And so was Phil. Phil was putting in some pretty decent lap times, I'd say, towards the end. Miko caught him hand over fist and held his own. Obviously, then, as you can see, what was a big gap got smaller, smaller, smaller. Until they were pretty much on top of me. Phil tried to go around the outside there, cut him off. We've got the inside, should I say. Tried to go for the switchback. I got the power down pretty nicely, and that was that. Mattia taking the pit road. That was that. That was a pretty crazy one to round it off. Oh shit, why did I close? What am I doing? Fucking close content manager. However, it is time for the Porsches, which I notice I'm a couple of minutes late for. Just a couple of quick reminders. If you check the well, I'll go through what next season's content will be after these races. Also, As a reminder, I believe it's the top link in the description. Should be a link to a video or the announcement video for the special, so don't forget to sign up to that if you haven't already. The feedback form is still open as well, so if you want to submit that, you can. And but yeah, obviously the main thing is the special, because that is next week, and you will want to get your cars in for that. I've actually been wanting to do. I've actually had that event on the back burner for like years now. And that's actually not a joke. I ran a similar format way back when with a group of friends, and it was pretty interesting. We had a fun time with it. Well, an interesting idea to try it again with this, honestly, this new group, or on a more public community level, and see how it goes. Of course, the rules changed or evolved slightly for the banned cars, because I ran the Lotus 49 in that race and I won pretty comfortably. A couple of people did choose pretty suboptimal cars, but I think even if they've chosen better cars, I could just run faster laps than they could. So that's why the band, because when we did it originally, the band was just hybrid. Didn't really think about anything else, and it was like, oh, yeah, okay, like some of these other cars are kind of OP. So I filtered those out. I went for a process to like filter those out from the grid, basically. Bumps. Softening the suspension isn't a bad idea here. Probably shorten the gearing up a little bit too. Not too early there. There's a couple of small other bits whilst we're at it. Made a few tweaks to the website, as you would have seen. How did I fit 2 drum barrels of fuel in the 91730? Honestly, I have no idea. I mean, I guess it's a pretty big car, but it does have a pretty big engine, so I really don't know. The bigger question is, how do they fit nearly 200 liters of fuel into, like, the old cigar car Formula 1 cars? I think the Lotus 49 can carry 181 liters of fuel, but that's basically just an engine, a gearbox, some suspension, and then like a bit for the driver to sit in. Fuel is the crash structure, probably. Wouldn't surprise me if like the chassis is lined with extra fuel. I mean, they really weren't kidding when they said about you don't go to Colin Chapman if you want to live, but you go there if you want to win. Let's trim that back a bit. Trim this completely away and we'll see what happens. I'll probably die, but it'll at least be an interesting experiment nonetheless. Just a bit by slightly forward, because I want a bit more stability on the brakes. And we'll go. Just make the car a bit smoother over the bumps, though, I think. So, hoping that might help with getting the power down and under braking. Well, first gear is not a good idea. One front wing is actually less tracky than 0? Wow. Guess I'll have to try that then. But I want a little bit of downforce anyways to get through these corners better. Probably losing a bit of time here with all that understeer. Okay, I'm up over a second of my prior. To the top. Way too early. But yeah, the yes, I was gonna say the couple other small changes. They made a couple of small updates to the website. That bloody timer seems to have a mind of its own. It sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. It seemed to... But I've done a few fixes to it, so it's more reliable than it was originally, but still a few odd edge cases, it seems, where it goes out of whack. But it seems to mostly be on the right course now. I went to first gear. That was a stupid idea. Yeah, let's see, one and one, I guess. We'll try that. We'll see how that goes. I've also finally sorted all of the prior championships up into playlists on YouTube, so a bit easier to group and view all the live streams of last season. I've just done a bit of general tidying up. I didn't put it in Sean Brave earlier, but now they're there. Yeah, it seems like there might be some jank around that as well, which is kind of annoying because it worked perfectly fine on my development environment, and then on the actual browser it occasionally doesn't show properly. I tried adding a bit of a, because I didn't notice it till pretty late last night, so I threw in a bit of a thing to force refresh it if it doesn't show and throws the error, because otherwise it'll just keep throwing the error. Get stuck in a loop. At some point I'll probably have to investigate why that happens. Oh. Thought 6 hours of sleep would be enough, but it'd take me like a truck just gonna watch. Fair enough. No worries at all. pretty jumpy even with this like really soft suspension, especially under braking. It's bumpier than you think it is. Oh, shit. Slightly. Oh, that's definitely a bit better. Brake bias change definitely helped quite nicely. What test? Wow. Shabby tone ones are really helping though. Bit too late. Tails like a lightning. Yeah. 6 temps, Jesus. Got like a nitrous bottle in the back of that thing or something. So yeah, not necessarily the smartest place to do that, but picking those up a little bit. Let's try this. That. Yeah, this goes. Could be a disaster. A little bit of time, a little too much on the way out. It's okay, we'll manage. It just keeps going faster and faster. Pretty crazy. There's even how much faster he is than us already. I'm like 7 coming back now. Actually up there a bit. I chickened out. It's feeling pretty sweaty. Because of the heat. almost a second back now. I'm gonna head back on that one clicker rear wing. I feel like I need something to make it look just a bit better for the turns. Try that and see how that goes. Could be a terrible mistake, but we'll find out. By reducing that could also be a terrible mistake, but we'll find out. Wait. See what we can do. New and improved setup. At least hopefully improved setup. Going through the hairpins, I think, mainly. I'll have to get the car rotated. Bugger. I think that's wrong bug. Try this and see how this goes. We locked up. Bleed. tracks in there in third. I think second's not really doing me any favours. Your shift seems to be extra clicky tonight. Slow. Bloody hell. Right. Only half a second up, so I actually am faster, I think. It's just that I'm still slow relatively to everyone else. Which is great. Love to see that. Take my run through a spot of bother there. Struggling to match that lap. It seemed like my tire pressures dropped, so maybe let's try and there's a bit of a pickup. Should leave the rears as they are. I feel like the lower pressures might be better at the rear. Way a bit of camber and see what that does for us as well. We'd just be throwing shit at the wall at this point. Eventually something will stick. This is feeling worse. Much better traction though. Lower camber. If it happens, I think we could get a better exit, so kind of makes up for it. It's all on my advantage there. You'll have to see it. Slide in a new PB though. Just about. It's kind of rough on the exit there though. one more chartacles. That didn't help. I think the T hit the wall. Wasn't great. I think we reset. We try again. One last time. Big wheels put in the exit. That's going to do me a lot of favors. God damn it. I end up braking there wrong. I think this setup can do better. I just need to do better. We shall see, though. I don't think this was too bad. I'm gonna try clicking that down. Okay. Careful on that launch. Burn off a little bit of fuel because I think we got a decent amount of excess. Got a bit of wheel spin there. Shit. Bit too went left on my kind of cooked tires. But it should pull them down though. That's pretty much thrown me off the tail end of the field already. We're good now. Gotta get that wall there. Bad. get into that slipstream ring. Oh, I looked up a bit. Oh, Phil, I think spun out though. He did. It's unlucky. That does move me up a place. Shift third early really helped. Seems like the way I got this set up definitely works better with pointing and shooting. So I guess that's what I gotta try and do. Wheel spin there. Love to see it. Gary actually set the fastest lap that time around. Crazy shit. It's like these are kind of annoying though, where I get faster and faster, but they also get faster and faster, which kind of negates the progress that I make. Oh, big old lock up there for Matteo. This could get interesting if those two start fighting. I was actually faster than Yari that time around. Great. It's way too early for the braking there. That vaguely worked though. She's still slightly faster than Gary that time around as well. It's a shame because had I not have made any mistakes, it could have been even closer. Rubbish turn one. Track is always very deceptively difficult. You're like, it's easy, it's just 2 hairpins at a couple of 90-degree corners. Me actually driving, you're like, these are difficult because you have to absolutely nail them. And also, given that they both their hairpins have curved braking zones, don't make it easier either. They're pretty gentle curves, but they're just enough to really ruin your comfort into breaking into them. I mean, it's kind of stabilized, which is better than what it was before, where it was just bleeding, but I need to be gaining more. I did lose a few temps there. Seems like his weakness is definitely turn 1 though. twitch. Within a second now. Not really going to do much at the moment, but you know, it's pretty significant from where we started at least. Wheel spin there. This car was pretty fun, even if the wheel spin was deadly. I know, obviously, there's some people like Adam that pretty much completely ruin the car. Which I can understand. Definitely a bit of a knife's edge that you have to play with. But they do kind of tweak it and iron that out of it, but other than that, I think they got a pretty fun package on their hands. Reminded how crazy these Class 1 machines are. Oh, I dropped some frames there. That was interesting. Seemed perfectly fine on this end, so I don't know what that was all about. Still clawing away a little bit of Yari though. Oh. Axel was not happy there. He snagged the curb slightly. Need to get just that little bit closer. And I can maybe actually race him. I haven't dropped any more frames since then, so that was a bit of a weird glitch in the Matrix. Let's go slightly faster, but just not quite enough. A little bit on the entry, didn't help. Pretty much running in lockstep with each other, which is the really annoying part. Oh. Wheel spin there really hurt. I'm inching closer though. He's gone way deep. Real bad exit out of them itself though. It's too slow to really be able to pick up the throttle. Slightly annoying because it should have been my time to pounce. Instead the cap remains the same. It's come down a little bit, actually. That was a pretty rubbish lap for myself. Pretty close now, though. I'm starting to get a little bit of dirty air. Just outside of that slipstream range. Oh no, I'm just about in it now. So he locks up. This is where I really feel that dirty air, though. It should be pretty hard to pass. I'm not sure. Both got pretty bad exits out of there. Bill is closing in slowly but surely. Oh, I think he might have had another issue, though. That's unfortunate. But yeah, you'll have some pretty horrendous flat spots by now. The amount of times he's locked up with the turbo one. He didn't that time, but obviously he's done it a few times before. Doesn't seem to be impeding him too much, though. Really into the back of him there on the exit. Not quite in that slipstream range, though, still. Struggling to follow well enough through there. Get the gap I need into the straightaway. A bit friendly there. Definitely wins the slipstream range now, though. Let's see what I can do on this straight. Probably not much. Oh, you know what, actually. A bit too far back still. But it's on, I think, now. Both locked up. We lost a lot of time there. Wow. He's over cautious, I think. This is big. It means he's not going to get a slipstream on me back down here. Ooh, a bit too much wheel spin there, though. That didn't help. Rubbish from me through there, though. Way close. Too early there, whoops. Seen him get really close to my mirrors, that kind of threw me off. Shutting off the brake earlier, it was bad. you let off back slipstream. Looked a bit there. Not ideal. Nearly up his bottom there. A bit of a twitch for both of us out of that. What absolute? It stalled me up there though. It's annoying. I didn't think the car would like completely stall out like that. Much there. Understeer there. I think he's got this. Unless he really fumbles the last turn. Ooh. Shot it in there and burnt his rears up. It's not going to be enough. I didn't mean to do that. It was just kind of what happened. I didn't quite get it. The front two were pretty close as well. Oh, man. I'm pretty toasty after that. Let's get that replay, though. Dropped any more. I dropped a couple more frames. I don't know why. So bizarre. Whew. Got an okay getaway though. No deaths, which was surprising. Phil spun on his own, I think, but seems no punts, really. No punt deaths, which you would kind of expect at Norris Ring. Look at the lead battle later. Focus on the battle here at the moment. Because then obviously we separate quite a bit from these guys after a while. Phil kind of badgering Yari at the moment. Trying to find a way through. I was pretty slow in this first stage of the race. Oh yeah, I think this is where it comes undone. I get to the way too deep. Phil gets it a bit too tight. And he does snag the cub a little bit, I think, but I think he... Oh yeah. Car bounces as he's picking up the throttle and that loses the rear end, and very light spin, so I think he got away with that, but mostly, but yeah, that cost him a lot of time. It was unfortunate. Yeah, lap after lap I started working away, catching Yari. Slowly but surely. I think he was definitely faster, but he was less consistent. Maybe I was faster at the end, I don't know. But I think early on he was pretty quick. I think he kept locking up, so that probably wasn't helping him. That being said, I locked up a couple of times myself. I didn't really feel much. Maybe I just wasn't thinking about it. I don't know. My hair was a bit too hesitant. That didn't really work out. They're really starting to get into the slipstream range. Allow me to attack. We nearly crashed here, I think, actually. Way more speed at the apex. Don't know how well that would have translated on the exit, but at least what it was like in the entry. See me again. Actually locked up. But it brought me within slipstream range. Not quite close enough to be able to do anything. But enough to stick a look in. Getting the run out of that, of the hairpins was hard. They're really delicate on that throttle. Both locked up here a bit, but he locked up more. And that put us side by side. Tried to go for the cross up here. Kind of worked. Put us back side by side, with me on the inside. Went a bit wider here than I really needed to, but... Oh yeah, he just got real wide on the exit. I was able to hold a much tighter exit. Hold more speed. Grabbing up quite nicely, but I think I made a right hodge of it through the chicane here, and allowed him to close up quite nicely. And then made a hodge of it on the exit here. Wasn't quite close enough for him to do anything, but put him back in threat range. Actually came flying in there. Which then kind of threw me off into here. Put him right on my tail. Then I was the one to get the wide exit here. Now I'm curious. Oh, that's the wrong way. I was wondering if he lifted. He just got a worse drive off the corner though. So you can see it gets to full and it never dips. So he just had a worse drive off. It really seemed like he was getting as much out of the slipstream. Fucked up, but I didn't really set myself up well enough to switch around on him. I kind of had to concede to being behind. Yeah, it's surprisingly hard to make moves here. You have to really commit. But with how touchy this car can be, it's pretty hard to really have that level of commitment into like a heavy braking zone. Yeah, here. I wasn't expecting that. I gave him the lightest of touches. Which is fine. But I kind of backed out a bit, and that bogged me down like crazy. I don't know what my revs dropped to. My revs did drop very low. I guess that's maybe why. Absolutely bogged. Kind of had to go on a Hail Mary this lap to really try and make something happen. Wasn't looking so great here. But I went really hard into here. And actually, that kind of worked out. It was unintentional, but it kind of worked. Locked the rear axle. Got me that exit. Put me closer than I was, but just not quite close enough. That was that. So back with the 2 leaders. Tia gets the better start. Tia has that inside line. Actually wins under braking. Keeps a very wide berm. Oof. Actually, he gets it from Matteo. Getting a bit too eager on the throttle there. Gets a run out of here though. Side by side again. And he's going to take it into the first corner. Or the final corner. Well, I guess second to last technically. This kink technically is the final corner. Actually, it's not marked. So maybe it isn't. Love how inconsistent circuits are. Side by side down here though. Might have been a better idea in some regards to lift off and try and get a bigger slipstream. I don't know if that would have necessarily worked, but I guess it's still cool ahead. I did give step power in some real long gears actually. But you know, I guess that I exited first. Wow, okay. I guess the gear's that long that you can just do that. I guess that makes sense though. If we're exiting in second, might as well just make the gears longer. Oh, got a real bad run at it. Real bad run at it there though. Okay, run away. Just bashed a bit by Yari, but then Yari eventually sort of fell back. That was where he won. Nearly struck the bank. He's spread, it seems, for most of this. Actually lost out quite a bit. Oh, big slap there. Full drift. That's one way to take it. How'd you close it back down so much? I guess I made a mistake somewhere. Or you were just faster. Bounce off that curve, that was... Oh. Realized I had massive understeer a few laps into the race. Oh, lovely. Still faster than most of us, though. So seems like you just caught him with pace. you ever get into the slipstream window? Seems like maybe not quite. No. Pretty close, but not quite into that slipstream window, I don't think. Should we be able to do anything? And then the race is over. And then into the hole. And into the truck. See how bad this understeer is then. Love the 0.5 magical battery. Oh yeah, this is like Aston Martin levels of steering. Actually not quite bad. The Aston Martin at the weekend was still worse. But there's quite a lot of turning. My relative was always at 0.7 in the last few laps. Yeah. You really need to get it in within like 0.4 to start feeling a meaningful effect from the slipstream. I think some cars you might get a tiny bit back at 0.5, but like it's not really noticeable, and not really enough for either person to be concerned. Point 4 and below though, that's when my butt starts clenching. When I'm the lead car. When I'm the car behind, I start rubbing my hands, well, at least as much as I can. But yeah, reminders. Link in the description. There's the trailer for the new special, which has all the details and everything you need to know. So do register for that if you want to take part. Obviously, it's a pretty open car selection, so ideally you're going to want to register, otherwise I'm just going to choose some random crap to fill out the rest of the slots on the server with, which might work, might not. No guarantees there. But yeah, I think that could be pretty fun. So that'll be next week, obviously. An hour around the streets of Detroit. Thinking about it, it's kind of ironic doing this kind of race in this time, given actual fuel prices. And that didn't dawn on me until now. Definitely should have made a joke about that somewhere, but hey-ho. However, yeah, next season, I do have the next two cars lined up. So, please show those off. So the first season, the replacement for the Legends is actually, ta-da, the, I'm just at Detroit and not actually at any of the seasonal tracks, is the Toyota Celica ST185, 90s four-wheel drive turbo goodness. Pretty nice to drive, actually. Not the fastest thing ever. But we're not going to be taking it to very high-speed tracks. But it does kind of... That's like very poorly shot. It does quite nicely glide through the turns. And you kind of get that feeling for it. Which I'm not. I think my... I do have the fuel multiplier. Whoops. I'm really not doing a good job of driving this. Yeah, I was testing this yesterday at some prospective tracks, and I think it could be pretty fun. and then replace. Oops. Replace the Porsche. We're actually coincidentally going to another Porsche, but a much older Porsche. Porsche I don't think I've ever seen race before, which is this bad boy. It's the RS60 Spider. This will be at more old schooly tracks, like old schooly road tracks. Again, I'm just at Detroit because I didn't change the track, but we won't be racing this here unless you pick it for next week, which you totally could. I don't know if this will be any good. Yeah, this is one of the. Oh, I'm too busy reading the chat. This is one of those old cars, yeah, where there isn't really a rev limiter, so you can just keep revving it, and the engine dies. But as long as you keep it, generally, as long as you keep it above that red line, you're pretty good. It's quite tail happy, this thing, even obviously rear engine and whatnot. But it does take to the old road circuits quite nicely, from like the 50s and 60s. Not quite so built for the 90 degrees of Detroit. I have the trailer and the full details for these series out for next week, obviously, because we'll be starting the week after. But to contrast two relatively new cars, well, Legends, I guess, is from the 90s, but we're still running the same thing today. A couple of older cars, albeit I guess the Celica is early 90s. But hey ho. I've also looked at the current feedback form suggestions, which I've gotten so far. If you haven't filled out yet, it's still open, so you can. But yeah, I will. Some interesting suggestions and ideas. So those will be taken into consideration for future seasons. Definitely got a few ideas on the back burner from some of the feedback I've gotten so far. I'll be looking to do. Cool. Gosh, yeah, next week we're probably not going to be going this fast. Actually, I haven't been going that fast around here, so maybe we could be. 242. Yeah, that's not very quick. Yeah, it was a little delayed in getting all the stuff ready for this special, because I was about to publish everything. I had the trailer made and all that and then I did like a quick test of the AI, and I was like, hang on a minute, I've gotten things a bit wrong. So then I went and retested a whole bunch of things. So yeah, that kind of delayed that a bit, but obviously it's all out now, so all done. I think there's still likely some cases where there's probably going to be some imbalance, but it's a special, so you know, that's what they're there for. They're to try some fun alternative ideas that we wouldn't likely run for an individual championship. But yeah. Yes, obviously next week we'll have the special. Yeah, so do definitely register if you want to take part in that. The link is in with the video and obviously in the Discord and whatnot. Obviously I'll have all of the stuff up for next season as well from next week onwards. And yeah, there will be some more. I want to start rolling out more regular updates to the website now that I've got everything set up, getting the ball rolling a bit. I'm going to try and keep that rolling to get a lot of the basic features I want down. The big goal I want to work towards is I want to get at least some kind of registration system ready for Season 7. There'll likely be other bits that'll come in. There's still some bits I want to get done before we get into Season 6. Maybe slightly over, like, first week of Season 6 or so. But by the time we get to 7, or Season 7, I want to ideally have some kind of registration system ready that we can use. Because that's... I feel like that is one of the bottlenecks in a way. Would be nice. I think it's also one of the biggest challenges I have to overcome, but I think I figured out a way where at least for initially lay the groundwork that I can then build off of on top of later on that won't be too hard to achieve. It'll likely mean that it will basically be the same thing as the Google Forms, just on the website, but that then means that obviously any updates will be made instantly, and I won't have to go in and do them manually. So like if you register, say, like an hour before the race, totally fine. You know, the server will just handle it. Whereas obviously with the Google Forms, I have to go in, check the Google Forms, and then manually update all the entry configs and stuff like that. So it's definitely a big thing I do want to give it a get done. And I think getting that done as well will push a lot of things to be where they need to be. But yeah, that's pretty much all there. We will, I guess, another thing for next week's special, I'm pretty certain I forgot to mention it anywhere. Yes, we were just about to wrap up pretty much. Yeah, there will be a voice chat available for next week, so if you do want to join into that as well, feel free to. But yeah, obviously, again, link in the description, on the YouTube channel, in the Discord, to the trailer and the registration form for the new special. And yeah, look forward to seeing you all there next week. And yeah, I'll see you all around. Adios.